We're in Hakodate. We just arrived and I'm just in front of Hakodate train station and I'm just waiting for the tram to go up Mount Hakodate to see one of Japan's top 3 scenic night views. As well as the night view, we're also going to explore the Motomachi district. Then at the end, it's the best curry we've ever had in Japan, possibly even better than cocoa curry. There's new Japan videos every Thursday and lots more coming up from Hokkaido if you want to subscribe. We've come to Hakodate for just one night on the way from Tokyo to Sapporo as a stopover to see a bit more of Japan and to break up the 8-hour train journey. Hakodate is the end of the proper bullet train line and then after that it's a normal train from here to Sapporo. We're getting the tram from the station to Suehirocho, which is in the Motomachi area for Mount Hakodate. It's only about a mile. Normally we would walk, but it's very snowy and cold. I got my new snow boots on. You can use your Suica card from Tokyo to pay for the tram. Here instead of Suica they have Kitaka. Kita means north. And instead of the Suica penguin there's a flying squirrel. That was just a short tram ride, just about 5 minutes or so, and it cost 210 yen. If you're going to be taking the tram a lot you can get a day pass, but I think we're only going to be doing a couple of trips. And look, up there's where we're going, Mount Hakodate. But before we go up the mountain, we're just going to have a walk around this area. It's called the Motomachi area and it's got some nice architecture and some pretty sloping roads to walk around and explore. This is the Motomachi district around the base of Mount Hakodate and it's kind of strange to see so many churches and Western style buildings. This isn't what you see in the rest of Japan. Now I don't know much about Japanese history, but it was a closed country for a long time. And here in Hakodate, it was the first port to open up to foreign trade back in the 1800s. And that's why you can really see the European and Western influence on the architecture. Here we are, Motomachi slope going up towards Mount Hakodate. And it's not a real bird. I hope not. We're not going skiing. It's the British consulate. You like how they stuck on former British consulate. It's got the Queen's Memory English souvenir shop, Victoria Rose tea room. Look how snowy it is. This shop knows its place. It says the second most delicious ice cream melon bread in the world. I wonder where the first most delicious one is. And also, this might get messy. Don't enjoy this too much. The ice drift up there. And is that a stalagmite or tight?
Top and bottom.
Wow. These big snowdrifts. It's really peaceful down here, especially as we were in Tokyo just a couple of hours ago. This is completely different in every way, pretty much. You see between these two houses, there's a preview of what the night view is going to be like from up the mountain. I think it's going to be really good.
It's very good.
One of Japan's top 3 views.
Second best melon pan.
I was thinking, as it's one of the top 3 views, does that mean it's the third? Because otherwise they say it's one of the top 2.
Yeah, it's top 3.
I must say the style of the buildings here is very different to the rest of Japan. It's a lot more European, but a lot of the buildings that you'd normally expect to be stone or wood have been painted in just one colour. We saw one a bit like this down below in the town that was painted all green, like the colour of green plastic soldiers. The whole thing, even the window frames and everything, all the same colour. It was actually about -5 degrees C during the daytime, and as it got dark it dropped to about -10, and it's even colder when you go up a mountain. Because Hakodate is surrounded by the sea, it does get colder than if you're inland, and very windy. Before we carry on, if you like my hedgehog scarf I'm wearing, it's my design. You can get it from cakeswithfaces.co.uk or Etsy. The links are in the description. Now, back to Hakodate. Look at all the crows. Japan always seems to have giant crows.
These
Hello.
lights just came on.
When the ship siren went off.
It was identical.
Here's the station for the Ropeway to go up the mountain. Oh, I look really red. We've just got our tickets for the Ropeway. You get them from a vending machine. For two of us, it was 2,560 yen for a round trip because I'm not walking down a mountain when it's this cold. It's best to come around sunset. That's when it's supposed to be the most beautiful. I think when it's dark, it'll look really good with all the lights on. They also said if there's bad weather, it might stop running, so watch out for that. What makes this view special is the shape of the land. The city's on a kind of peninsula with the mountain at the end, so it's kind of unusual, and you can really see the shape with the sea on both sides. It certainly is an amazing view, and it's very cold and windy up here. It's a good idea for something to do when it's -3 degrees. Let's go up a mountain. That's a good idea. But look at the view. We've come round to where you can see both sides of the bay for the perfect view, and look how many people there are up the barrier. It's like the bar at happy hour. Oh, I can't see. It's mandatory to have pretty lights if you're around here to contribute to the night view. Around this side there's a lot less people. It's not the perfect view of both sides of the bay, but it's a nicer experience. You can stand here without getting jostled by everybody, and it's still beautiful. I think during the day it would be pretty, but I think it's a lot better at night with all the lights on. It looks really magical, and because the lights are sort of different colours, and at this time of day just after sunset before it's got really dark, you can still see the colours of everything else and not just blackness and lights. In the gift shop we spotted Melon Kuma, Melon Bear, the mascot of Yubari City in Hokkaido. He's a bear who ate too many melons, and instead of being cute and friendly like all the other mascots, he attacks them. He's absolutely terrifying. Sorry if you have nightmares. At the vending machines here they do hot drinks, so we've got some hot chocolate to warm our hands up. So the night view was amazing. It really was beautiful. The experience really crowded. There were so many people up there. I don't know if it's because it's the Sapporo Snow Festival at the moment, so lots of people are coming to Hokkaido and doing the same thing we are, stopping over here on the way, but there were too many people up there. Everyone was jostling to see the view, so you couldn't really get a good, like, calm view enjoying the sights as you'd really like to. But it was very beautiful with all the lights on, and I'm glad we came up at this time of day. And there's some pretty illuminations down here. This evening we went out for dinner at Masala Curris, a Japanese curry place, and it was really good. It was really quirkily done up. The owners had just put all their favourite stuff around the place, and it felt really relaxed, and it was just a really nice place to be. And the food was really delicious as well. You could pick the sort of curry you wanted and the spice level, just like at Koko Curry, and what toppings you wanted, so you could really customise it. But the place had a lot more heart than going to a chain like Koko Curry. Phil said it was one of the best curries he's had.
Yes, I think it was one of the best curries I've ever had.
Wow, that's saying something.
Yeah, not just like a Japanese style curry, but I think general. It was just really well made. The flavours were really well balanced. It had a great level of spice, really good texture. It was just an incredible curry, and I really regret ordering a medium. I should have gone for like an extra large size. A lot of Japanese places, like small bars and restaurants, the owner just does them up how they want.
Yeah.
And it gives
really
it a
cool.
real sense of style, and that was one of these places.
Yeah, it was run by just two people, a man cooking and a woman taking the orders. She was helping with the cooking as well.
And they made you your curry specially?
They did, yes. when they said they'd run out of the vegetable one, and I said, oh, I can't eat chicken, and they said, wait a minute, and they said, okay, we can make you a small one.
That was really nice.
That was really nice of them.
So what did you have? You had a vegetable curry.
Vegetable curry, and then the toppings I chose broccoli and asparagus, and it has some tofu in it as well.
And I had their standard curry, which had ground up chicken in it, and it had onions and garlic and all the rest of the stuff, tomato as well in there. And on top of it I had a hash brown, which sounds crazy.
That does sound weird.
But I'm not sure I ever want to eat a curry without a hash brown again. And also on the table were little pickled onions, which I love pickled onions. Yeah, this is a place I could eat at a lot.
It was really good. And then walking back, it was just so quiet on the streets, and all the snow was falling, and it was really beautiful. It was also really freezing cold and windy, so all the snow was going in your face. But it was really beautiful, and the streets felt deserted. Like, we looked back and couldn't see anyone else's footprints in the snow. And it was just nice to be here after being in Tokyo, where it's all busy and crazy and manic. To be somewhere like this is a real difference. It feels like we're in a deserted town. It's so quiet here. The snow's covered our tracks from earlier, and there's no one else's footprints around, just ours. And it is absolutely freezing outside. When you go outside, it feels like an onslaught. But tomorrow we're going to dress up properly in all our thermals.
It's the wind that's doing it today. Like, it's cold, and when the wind blows, it is it's pretty painful. But you get moments of beauty out there as well, because it's empty. I've never been anywhere in Japan so quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess anyone with any sense who lives here isn't going out in the snow.
Certainly not walking around in it. But there's very few cars on the road. There's not many people. The other people we've seen are probably tourists who are out there. But a few streets as we were walking down, there's just nobody there.
I think this is something you miss out on if you only go to major tourist attractions. If you wander away from the crowds and the tour groups and just go and walk around in the back streets, you can get more of a feel for what Japan's really like. It might not sound like much, but just walking through these quiet, snowy back streets was actually a really great experience. Next time we'll be seeing more of Hakodate at the morning market, trying fresh Hokkaido seafood and the most expensive fruit I've ever seen. Then we're moving on to Sapporo for the Snow Festival. I'll see you on Thursday.